In the early stages, I think that we need to be thinking in several orders of magnitude in scale in terms of like transactions and utility, similar to when information could be published and shared at no cost, when the cost of deploying software went to zero, and when communicating with video, when the cost went to zero. The net world output of those things like million-x'd. So I think we'll see. I don't know if it's 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, but we'll sort of, I believe, see like a million-x increase in the amount of transactional activity in the world. That poses completely new challenges for how we think about regulation in that world.
A million X.
So I think we're in the early stages. I think that we need to be thinking in several orders of magnitude.
We need to think in larger orders of magnitude. This is Jeremy Allure from Circle, who backs USDC, who's also partners with Circle Alliance. Well, basically, he runs Circle Alliance, and Zabek is partners with Circle Alliance, and this is at the IMF, International Monetary Fund 2025. World Bank Group. Guess who's the star? Jeremy Allure from Circle, USDC. How big is that? And he says you need to think bigger.
Output of those things like million-x'd.
Million X. It's time for the million X. Are you ready for the million X? Also, oh yeah, guys, a lot of our hidden gems are on fire this morning. I can't thank you enough for tuning in on this beautiful Tuesday, Bullish Tuesday morning. We got a lot of things to cover. A lot of our hidden gems are on fire. This is the video you do not want to miss. Stellar XLM challenge will change lives. The challenge was 1100 XLM for 100. Today, 1100 XLM challenge is $248. You guys seen I put this together. BTC. Crypto got me shining. Now I see why they don't like me. When it drop, I don't trip. Yeah, and the reason I put that is I put that with this. The permission premium. Why Stellar XLM keeps winning. When Franklin Templeton, a 75-year-old 1.5 trillion giant, launched the first blockchain money market fund, they didn't wait for approvals. They just built on Stellar. Why? Because open source system, unfair advantages, build without permission, test and stealth, move faster than communities, use ecosystem upgrade you didn't even ask for. Best example, Stellar clawback feature. Built by another company, adopted by the network, and later used by Franklin Templeton to get SEC approval. They didn't plan it, they just benefited. That's the permissionless premium. Meanwhile, Scarcity gets acquired by DTC, yes, the group that settled a 2 quadrillion. DTC now piloting blockchain, all sparked by open source ecosystem. The takeaway, closed system plan, open system rocket, the value could never predict. That's what I'm saying. How could you put price on something that is going to create more value than you've ever seen in the likes of humanity? That's what I'm saying. So Stellar blockchain, let's build where upside is unlimited. Unlimited upside. I like that. I like that quote big time. I should have wrote that down, but I didn't. So upside unlimited. Here it is right here, guys. Top picks on Kraken on fire. This is my screenshot. Also said use my Kraken referral link in the description. We'll both get $150. Kraken referral link on this one. They do have Seller, Stronghold, and Zabek. This morning, Solana is coming in at 137, up 3%. XRP is coming in at $2.20. Zabek Network is coming in at 0.0033, up 8%. Bitcoin is coming in at 88,000. Ethereum is coming in at 2,900. Also, here's another one of our hidden gems. Stronghold SHX at 0.008. That's 800 per 100K. And also, Seller Network, guys, is also a previous 100K challenge we don't really talk about. I'm actually working on a video behind the scenes on Seller Stronghold. Pretty much I'm working on videos behind the scenes for 100K challenges for member videos. Now this will be a public video. Like I said, I will be dropping member videos daily, so shout out to all the members. I do appreciate everybody that supports the channel through the memberships. It helps out in a big way. It helps me stay down the rabbit hole so I can continue to find us 100K challenges. This morning XRP is at $2.22. It's up 7%. So, and then I posted Zabek Network, Rise and Shine, ZBCN, Melting Portfolios globally time. Know what you hodl, ZBCN, payroll and payments of the future. This morning, Zabek is coming in at 0.0033, up 10%. Interesting side note, I said I'm going to post XRP separate and ZBCN separate. I just want to see who got the most likes. It looks like ZBCN is at 47 likes and XRP is at 11 likes. That's interesting. Now you guys see why maybe I talk about ZBCN a little bit. It's not easy getting low star. Oh yeah, guys, last night I did have a surprise live stream where we reviewed our treasure hunt. When Bearable Guy sent me on a treasure hunt, this was a stream from 5 years ago. I wanted to like not really talk but still go live, so I went live with one of our previous videos from 5 years ago and kind of like just talked about different things in the video. It was a really good live stream. If you guys did miss the treasure hunt with Bearable Guy, definitely check that video out there. Check that one out. Here we got Franklin Templeton right here. Franklin Templeton, CEO, sounds the alarm. The dollar dominance is being chipped away and the world urgently needs a sovereign currency.
Look, dollar dominance, I always come back and say, well, where else are you going to go, right? So start with that. And, you know, you think about the reserve currency, you're looking for stability, you're looking for strong economies, you're looking for a trust. You have to have a free-floating currency, capital, you know, you can't have a lot of capital controls. So I don't think there's a question about the dollar dominance. I think there's a question about how much it gets chipped away, right? And you definitely see that. And you see that. And honestly, I actually think there's a lot of discussion about how tariffs and can you trust the U.S. has impacted it. But I actually go back to, in talking to some central banks, you know, when Russia invaded the Ukraine and the U.S. froze assets of Russia in U.S. dollar, there was this, oh, this could be us. And so I actually think it started a little bit there where people said, okay.
That's kind of interesting that you're talking about that because that's when they had to deal with MoneyGram and XLM and people were receiving their money in XLM or USDC.
Okay, we need to start to diversify this a bit.
Diversify the currencies, XRP, XLM.
And then you've obviously had the comments on, you know, how can we trust the U.S. in how they behave in certain ways, and you see it, right? You see, like when when Russia was taken away from SWIFT, you now see contracts being done. India's buying oil from Russia in rupee, you know, denominated invoicing. China and Russia are operating in the yuan. So that's the chipping away component. You still have the dollar dominance.
They're chipping away. That's why we need to move towards technology. Franklin Templeton right there kind of covers it all for you. Just in 1.7 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton says XRP plays a fundamental role in global settlement infrastructure. I think that's more or less talking about XLM on that one, to be honest. But actually, Franklin Templeton is boasting about XRP and XLM now. Even CoinMarketCap is telling everyone, look for yourself. Telcoin. Telcoin is launching a digital asset bank. Yeah, a bank. No other crypto project has done what Telcoin has done. I'm not trying to get copyrighted on that. Fun fact, only Telcoin is licensed. Telcoin isn't coming. It's already here. Yeah, Telcoin. Watch what's happening. Now we got this one from Crypto Wizard. Tell this sum is up. Tell this is up. Tell fam knows Telcoin. You got that right. Tell fam knows Telcoin. Don't forget to follow Telcoin to the moon. WireX and Stellar go live with dual stablecoin Visa settlement. Oh, breaking news. Breaking news. WireX and Stellar go live with dual stablecoin Visa settlement. WireX has officially activated USDC and the Euro on-chain settlement in Stellar XLM, enabling Visa card payments to settle directly in stablecoins without banks or legacy rails. This upgrade, powered by WireX Pay, delivers faster, cheaper 24/7 settlement, digital blockchain-based processing, support for both USD and the Euro payment. Wow. Real utility for millions of users. 7+ million users worldwide now get access to borderless stablecoin payments. Stellar strength and real world compliant adoption. Woo! How big is that right there? I might have to borrow that right there. I just got an idea. XLM and WireX go live. No way. Let me see. Where can I put that? With... Should we put that with this? Bam. Visa WireX go live with dual stablecoin settlement. WireX has officially activated the USDC and the Euro on-chain settlement on Stellar, enabling Visa card payment directly into stablecoins. Yes, that's huge. Directly into stablecoins, without banks or legacy rails. This upgrade powered by WireX delivers. You know what? I'm not going to send it out right now. I'm going to come back to that because let's finish this video. TEL just became the first regulated digital bank at the Bank Asset Depository Bank, charter in hand, legacy, legal custody, staking yield, telecom, DeFi, Treasury-backed, eUSD. Everything ETF issues are begging for. No filing yet, but when it lands, Telcoin skips the line. Yeah, you got that right. Colex, the Beck Network, ZBCN is the future of payroll. You got that right. Zebek, the future of payroll. Oh yeah, guys, check this out. For those that don't know, RSR is one of my past 100K challenges. The world has never had more tools to fight currency inflation. Our goal is to fight inflation through these types of mechanisms. And they're talking about RSR.
Stocks and things like that all within one. And currently we're in the phase of indexing all of crypto. So that's kind of the premise of DTFs, is to index crypto and eventually.
So this is the head of marketing at RSR, head of marketing at Reserve Protocol. RSR was a challenge, just throwing it out there. Good morning, Bears. Long live Bearable Guy 123 589, baby. Stellar, you're looking for proof of tech? Here it is. Billion settled trust bar raise, zero layer.
A month, it's about 2.5 times wise. You're like, really moving more money than most institutions in the entire world around moving, specifically like cross-chain, cross-border transaction. And then the other thing, we had 2 individual transactions, one for 550 million and one for 800 million. And I realized that I have no idea who did that, right? Like no clue, no, absolutely no idea. So one, it's awesome to see like this level of trust in the underlying protocol, in the architecture, and now it's being used in production, that somebody is sending $800 million in a single transaction.
Wow, 800 million on Stellar. How big does that? How big is that? More information on RSR. Here's Reserve. DTFs like CME 20 track market. Do you know?
Accurate benchmark of how the market is actually doing, as it excludes stablecoins, doesn't focus on any one single narrative, and properly scales each coin's exposure by their market cap. For example, since the end of October, CMC20 is down about 21%. This shows just how bad the market currently is. For a super conservative investor following strict portfolio theory, they would have over 68% of their holdings in Bitcoin, 13% in Ethereum, and a total of less than 20% in 18 of the other largest altcoins. Even with this setup, their bag is down over 20% this month. CMC20 is one of the best benchmarks to show you how the core of crypto is doing.
That's interesting right there. Also, Stellar, the Genius Act turned privacy from nice to have a requirement for institutions exploring blockchain. Stellar is uniquely positioned to meet the moment. Meet the moment. Stellar.
From like an identity perspective, and oversharing means that we need to accept like the type of leakage that happens in information on chain right now. And so I think both you and I would talk a lot with enterprises, and I think that now post Genius Act, a lot of the traditional financial institutions that are coming to the table are really interested in privacy, and they're serious about it. It's still challenging because you ask them what privacy means for them. They don't actually have a great answer, and we're trying to help them figure this out. But there has never been a better time than right now to try and figure this out.
I agree, guys. There's never been a better time than right now to get your crypto bags. We showed this one right here, Jeremy Lore from Circle. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Crypto Lark talking about RSR. I used to follow Crypto Lark back in the day. He's a pretty big deal. He's talking about RSR
right now. But before we get into that, guys, if you ever wish that crypto investing worked more like ETFs, Reserve has created decentralized token folios, DTFs.
DTFs, RSR, backed by Crypto Lark. I will be working on an RSR deep dive coming soon. That's the previous challenges. I told you guys under a member series this week. And for the month of December, we're going to be doing member, revisit, 100K challenges on the member side. So thank you for everybody that is a member to the channel. I really do appreciate the support. Like I said, it does continue to help me to stay down the rabbit hole to find some of the best possible opportunities so we can grasp financial freedom.
One of the things that's really important about open networks as well, so if I just think about open source, is that you have lots of people all around the world who are building to make sure that the code is right, to make sure that the code remains competitive, that the outcomes are right. You don't just have one opinionated body that's going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do.
Alright, great. Looks like Dundale Dixon was on Thinking Crypto here. Shout out to Thinking Crypto, OG and Crypto. I used to have him on my show. Crypto Eddie's talking about Katachi from Japan. He's bullish on XRP.
That's huge today.
Ripple Lab 9%.
XRP の箱体である Ripple ラボの XRP
XRP is the future at SBI. We love XRP. Get him, Fink.
Financial assets. We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets.
Tell him, Fink. This is BlackRock. Now he's bullish on crypto. Tell him one more time.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets.
I believe the next step forward now that this video is ending. If you enjoy the quick content, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe for our daily videos. This most likely may take place of the morning live stream. Don't forget to comment. We're also running a campaign on the member videos. We're going to pick a comment every single day this week to win 1,400 ZBCN every single day. Starting tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I will pick a winner in the comments on the member videos. There will be a new member video up even today or tomorrow morning. That'll be the first one to comment on. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe on this video.
And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, QSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities about bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we could customize strategies